So welcome, eBoost Student Orientation, Summer 2021. We're really glad to have you here. We're so excited this program is launching despite, the craziness that the world has been this last year. So welcome. Next slide, please. As Sally mentioned, welcome to Ryerson, welcome to the Real Institute. Congratulations on your conditional offer of admission. You've got 8 weeks ahead of you. It's going to be hard work. It's going to be intensive, but we know you can do it. Come to class and work hard. And before you know it, it'll be September 7th, first day of classes in your undergraduate program. Typically at the Real Institute, we're located at College Park, which is a really beautiful new part of the Ryerson campus. Hopefully we can welcome you there very soon. But in the meantime, we'll be, as you know, delivering our program virtually, and we'll get to some of that a little bit later in our presentation. Next slide, please. So today we are going to cover Real Institute staff, so you'll get to know lots of the faces you saw at the beginning in this room, the people who are behind the scenes, and mostly on the administrative side. You'll meet your instructors next week on Monday and Tuesday in your classes. We'll talk about eBoost important dates and the program structure. We'll go over platforms and technology, obviously very important in a virtual delivery. And then we'll share a student to-do list. So you'll be able to have a couple of action items that you'll need to take care of after this session and before you start your classes on Monday. I will say that after this session, there is a drop-in hour. So just stay in this room and your coordinators will hang back. You'll be able to get support with your schedule, any platforms that we use, logging into Ryerson platforms. So if you're feeling a little bit anxious about using technology for Monday, just hang back and there'll be lots of support for you. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, we're here to welcome you. Sally mentioned too, we're all here to support you. That is literally our job, each and every one of us at the Real Institute. So first and foremost, we have Sally Abusaba, who's the Associate Director of Student Success and Program Innovation.
Hi, all.
Myself, Courtney Orja, I'm the programming manager. So you can reach out to me for lots of different things, but you'll have most contact with these people who I'm about to introduce next. First, we have Jason Hang, Student Transition Coordinator.
Thank you for the kind word, Courtney. So I'm the Student Transition Coordinator, and what you'll reach out to me for, I provide advising for student support and resources, or if you have any questions just on how you can make the most of your experience here at the Real Institute and at Ryerson, or really if you just want to talk about the latest, what's going on in your life, talk about the latest games, what's going on in Toronto, Canada, by all means, drop in during the office hours. You'll see more of the office hours later on in this orientation, but reach out to me anytime you have any questions about those things.
Fantastic, thank you, Jason. Next, we have Mia Zhang. She is our program coordinator. Mia.
Thank you, Connie. Hi, everyone. Welcome, all of our students. Hope you are as excited as I am about starting the eBoost program. As Connie has introduced me, I'm the program coordinator, and I'm here to support you and wish you all the best in your study. Thank you.
Thanks, Mia. Next, we have Saad Iqbal. Saad is our IT and facilities coordinator and an absolutely very important person given the virtual delivery. So get to know him. He'll also be here after our session during the drop-in. Saad, over to you.
Yeah, hello, everyone, and it's a pleasure to welcome you here. Thank you, Courtney, for the introduction. And as she mentioned, we're here to support you. So I'm here to make the technology aspect of your learning as smooth as possible. And to assist you with any technical issues and questions through your time here. So welcome and best of luck.
Thank you, Saad. And last but certainly not least, we have Pedram Yazdani. He is our international peer supporter. Pedram, over to you.
Thank you, Courtney. Hello, everyone. My name is Pedram, your international peer supporter. I'm very glad to be with you all here today. I can't wait to begin the semester and work closely with all of you. Pretty soon, I'll be introducing myself more. So I'll just pass it to Courtney and then talk back to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Pedram. Next slide, please.
Welcome to the students again. So now I just will briefly review the eBoost important dates with our students. The first day of eBoost classes will be starting on July 5, and on July 30 and August 2nd, there will be no classes. University is closed. On August 27, which is the last day of classes and end of program event, and your undergraduate program classes will be begin on September 7. So where to find academic important dates? You can find those dates in your course outline, which is on D2L, as well as program calendar in People Groove. We will cover these two platforms that you will be frequently using throughout your study in the presentation later on. Next slide, please. Yeah, so now we will just look at the requirements for successful completion. So in order for you to pass the eBoost program, you do need to achieve a passing grade of 70% in COEN 840 and COEN 940, which stands for eBoost Reading and Writing for Academic Purposes and eBoost Listening and Speaking for Academic Purposes. As well, which is very important, as Sally has mentioned, you need to attend at least 80% of synchronous class time for both courses, and additionally, observe university policies in all areas of academic and non-academic conduct. So you can find those detailed information on how to pass each eBoost course in your course outline provided by your instructor on D2L. Thanks. Next slide, please. Yeah, so in terms of the attendance, which is extremely important because our eBoost program is an intensive short English program. So as mentioned in the previous slide, you must attend at least 80% of all synchronous class time for both courses. So what that means is that students may not miss more than 33 synchronous hours of class time, and each course has an absence maximum 24 synchronous hours of COEN 840, that is the eBoost reading and writing course, and 9 synchronous hours of COEN 940, that stands for eBoost listening and speaking. As well, if you are absent for 34 or more total hours of synchronous learning and do not submit the appropriate Ryerson documentation, you will receive a fail in the program. And for our students who exceed 34 synchronous hours of attendance, you may be granted accommodation, and that will also require additional documentation. So student attendance will be tracked by course instructors using D2L by course. Additionally, we will be regularly checking and there will be a meeting with the associate director twice a term for attendance if student is not regularly attending the class on time every day. So your attendance is very important. Next slide, please. Attendance and lateness tracking. So on this slide, you will just see those steps. There are 5 easy steps for you to view your attendance. And we do recommend that students arrive for your classes at least 5 minutes before the scheduled start time, And so the way how you check your attendance is in D2L. And again, we will cover this in our presentation later on in depth. And we will also be emailing you the slides, so all of you will have the steps. Next slide. Thank you. So we will be looking at participation. So we encourage you to participate in your classes, and participation is part of the overall grade in each eBoost course. So by attending classes and actively engaging, you are ensuring that you have the opportunity to achieve your daily and weekly participation grades. As well, if you are not attending a class, that might result in a grade of 0 for participation for the session. Okay, so now I will hand it over back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Mia. So the virtual term. So what is the virtual term? Essentially, the virtual term, we break it down into 3 major areas. It's interactive, it includes real-time classes, and it's technology-based. What does that mean? So virtual learning is an interactive way to engage with not only your teachers, but also your classmates as well. And it encourages you to be involved through group discussions, small group rooms, and participate in activities about the course content, such as polls. But most importantly, it allows you to feel comfortable sharing your own thoughts and any questions that you may have for the instructors with your peers or your teachers or your instructors. It includes real-time classes. What does that mean? So because these courses are run real-time live during the scheduled times, this gives you the experience of an in-person class, but from the comfort of your own computer. And like I said, instructors would be teaching the courses live during the scheduled class times. And because the classes are in real time, it allows you to ask questions and socialize with your classmates virtually, just like how you would in a typical classroom setting in person. And lastly, it's technology-based. We all understand how to use computers. We know how to use the internet. And using technology lets you be comfortable right away from day one. It lets you be comfortable with the environment, the learning environment. And because the learning environment is so comfortable and so familiar to us, it lets you focus more of your energy and time on your schoolwork. And because since you're all new students about to start your Ryerson journey here through the virtual eBoost term, we'd like to know kind of how you're feeling about starting this eBoost term. Essentially, if you can just type in one word in the chat, just to like sum up how you're feeling about the term so far. So yeah, so just take the time to just type in a word in the chat.
While everyone's in there, you'll notice I included 2 little definitions, which you would have seen already in your welcome email, and you've heard a couple of times already: synchronous and asynchronous. So you'll hear lots about this, but in a very short, easy definition, synchronous are those live classes on Zoom, and asynchronous are required course components that you'll complete on your own time as assigned by your instructors.
Thank you, Courtney. So it seems that everyone is using the word excited. I guess it's a slow Wednesday for all of us. I'm also interested, yes. Comfortable, good. And I think that's one of the key parts of the Real Institute. We're going to push you to be better. We're going to make you much better at your English proficiency. But at the same time, we want to be almost your ally, your support network as well. So we want to make you feel comfortable and just be really feel part of that family that we were talking about in the beginning of this orientation. And so one word that I was thinking about, also what everyone else is thinking about, is the word excited. And I'm excited to actually support your transition into the university, into Ryerson. And I'm sure the rest of the team shares the same excitement as I do. Lynn, if you don't mind, next slide, please. So a little bit more specifically about what the virtual term includes. So it includes, and we touched upon them just briefly just now, interactive live stream classes with experienced instructors. So anytime you have questions, you can ask your instructors and get an answer right away. One-on-one instructor support through virtual office hours. This gives you an opportunity to talk about your academics and classes through those drop-in office hours. Peer support from an experienced Ryerson student. Pedram, our amazing international peer supporter, which you met briefly, and you'll meet a little bit more after this, knows a lot about both the Real Institute and as well as Ryerson University's student life. So he's a great asset for you and the Institute. Co-curricular transition workshops every week. So you'll be learning about a range of skills that you'll be using often in your time here at Ryerson, such as using Microsoft Word and managing times during busy periods. This also gives you an opportunity to connect with your undergraduate programs, your services, and events. So what that means is that both the Real Institute as well as Ryerson University has a wide range of student services and events that will help you feel a lot more at home at the university. And lastly, transition and programming advising with Real Institute staff. Anytime you might need help or guidance during the program or during the eBoost program, anytime you might need academic advising, if you have questions about classes, the policies, or the programming, or if you have just transitional advising inquiries for fun and engaging ways to stay involved in eBoost or in your general undergraduate experience at Ryerson, then definitely reach out to me and we can definitely set up one of those drop-in sessions as well. Lynn, next slide, please. And here's some of the details for the program advising drop-ins. So we actually run them 3 days a week. You see them Monday 11 to 11:30 Eastern time, Tuesday 2 to 2:30 Eastern, Thursday 9:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern. And I would just write this down somewhere or jot it down. I believe you'll be getting a copy of this orientation slide afterwards. So that's my Zoom ID. At these scheduled times, by all means, log into Zoom, type in the meeting ID, and we can just have a discussion, whatever you're thinking about, whatever's on your mind, or how I can help you. Just as a note, we will be communicating with you through your Ryerson accounts, through your Ryerson email. So I would encourage you to check your Ryerson emails almost daily. Not only will you receive important information from the Real Institute, but you may also receive important information from the university itself or your classes or your instructors. So I would encourage you to check your emails very often. And when you do attend these drop-in sessions, if you are in a waiting room, just be patient. That just means from just talking with a different student at the time, and I'll just be with you in just a moment. So that's enough about me. I'm just gonna hand it off now to Pedram, our amazing peer supporter I was just talking about, and he'll talk a little bit more about himself and his role at the Real Institute.
Thank you very much, Jason. So everybody, hello again. As you may know by now, my name is Pedram, your international peer supporter. I'll be having the pleasure of working with all of you during the next 2 months that you're studying at the Real Institute. A little bit about myself. Again, my name is Pedram. I'm originally from Iran. 2 years ago, I was a student at the Real Institute myself. And then I had the pleasure of working for the Real Institute as an international peer supporter and a student ambassador. And now I have the pleasure of working with you. I'm studying business management, economics, and management science field. I'm in 3rd year, and I'm very excited to begin this program, eBoost program, because this is the first time that the Real Institute is holding such a program. During the semester, if you have any questions about student life or generally any kind of questions, feel free to send me an email. Or as you can see, I'll be holding a drop-in hour on Thursdays from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Toronto time. Send me an email or come into those drop-in sessions. I'll try to provide you the best support, or at least if I can't provide the support, connect you to the best resource or support at the Ryerson University or the Real Institute. And I cannot speak a couple of languages, so make sure that you can do it in English, but if there is something very little, I can help you in Farsi or Italian or a little bit of Turkish and Arabic that I know. But first and foremost, English, please. And also can't wait to begin the semester. So as Jason mentioned, please make sure to check your Ryerson email address, Ryerson email. And all of our communications are going to be through your Ryerson accounts. And can't wait to begin the semester.
So thank you again, Jason and Pedram. And I'm back. So I'd like to talk about the technical requirements for you to be able to participate in this summer 2021 eBoost program. First and foremost, you'll need a laptop or a desktop computer. Tablets and smartphones, although they allow you to participate in class, they will not be allowed during your examinations. And also some of these platforms that we use are limited on mobile devices. So it's important for you to use a laptop or desktop to be able to fully participate in class. You'll need a webcam and microphone, of course. You'll need a stable internet connection. Perhaps you may need to pause background downloads or streams. Or if you're on Wi-Fi, you may need to move closer or extend your connection to and from your router or modem. You'll need access to Ryerson applications such as Gmail, Google Drive, Zoom, of course, and D2L, which I'll touch a little bit on in a couple slides. You'll need access to external links such as YouTube. And please use one of the following browsers, such as Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. If you're using Safari, you may experience some technical difficulties with Zoom and D2L. So it's important that you try to use the Google Chrome, Mozilla, or Microsoft Edge. Next slide, please. So one of the first and important things that you'll need to complete to be able to participate in this term is to activate your Ryerson online identity. You should have received an email with a link to activate it. This is a process where you'll choose your my.ryerson username and password and activate your email address. Your my.ryerson account will let you access your courses, your student profile on RAMS, and your course schedules. We'll also send you a step-by-step video later on to assist you in this process, or stick around after this presentation and we can help you to complete this. Please also note that after July 5th, we will only be communicating with you using your Ryerson email address. So it's very important for you to activate it as soon as possible. Next slide, please. So these are the different platforms that we are going to be using this term. First one is PeopleGrove, RAMS, D2L, and then Zoom. And I'll touch base on them in the next couple of slides. So next slide, please. So what's PeopleGrove? This is a website where you'll be able to join our eBoost group and be able to view course resources, policies, step-by-step instructions for installing and accessing certain applications, information about upcoming events, and be able to connect with your peers through discussions and messaging. So when you go on the website, it's ryerson.peoplegrove.com. You'll have to sign up first. So when you click the sign in button, you'll have to select Ryerson ID. And only for the first time, you'll have to create a profile. So you'll go through a form and answer a couple questions. Once that's created, you'll be able to click on the Groups tab and search for English Boost, and then you'll be able to join it from there. Next slide, please. And this is basically the homepage of our English Boost page. You'll be able to connect with your members, and participate in discussions. And please be sure to check out the resources tab for important information, as I mentioned, such as instructions, best practices, and policies. Next slide, please. So this is RAMS. And what is RAMS? It's basically your student profile at Ryerson University. You can access your financial records, your academic records. You can also manage and view your classes and their schedules. So to log into RAMS, you'll have to go to my.ryerson.ca. You'll log in using your my.ryerson account that you've hopefully activated. And then you can view your student records and manage/view your courses from there. Next slide, please. The third platform that we use is D2L. This is basically where you'll be able to access your courses, their content, such as assignments, and you can also complete your examinations from there as well. So to access D2L, you'll go to my.ryerson.ca. You'll log in using your my.ryerson account, and then click on the Online Courses and Organizations tab. You can also access it by clicking there's also a link that says your courses in D2L Brightspace. You'll see that on the same page. You can access your courses from there. And then once the page opens, you'll be able to see all of the courses that you're currently enrolled in. And once you click on that course, you'll be able to see its contents, which I'll show you on the next slide. Next slide, please. So once you're in that course, you can view its content. As I mentioned, you can view your grades for that course, for your assignments, for your exams. You can view the assessments, you can complete them, such as your quizzes, your tests, or any assignments that your instructor asks you to complete. You'll see communications, so you'll be able to participate in discussion posts and view announcements, and then resources for that course, such as a calendar, which will tell you important dates. And one important thing is to be able to, is to make sure that you check your notifications. So it's just a notification bell at the top right of your screen. And this will keep you updated with upcoming assignments, updates on your grades. So please be sure to check that on a daily basis. Next slide, please. And lastly, the last platform that we use is Zoom. It's important for you to activate your profile for Zoom. So first thing you want to do is go to ryerson.zoom.us and click the sign in button. This will ask you to log in with your Ryerson account. Once you log in, it will create your profile for Zoom. And then from there, you'll be able to join meetings, you'll join your class and host meetings as well using your Ryerson account. And that's very important because that will associate it with your Ryerson profile. Your name will be shown in your meetings, on your classes. So it's very important that you activate this. Next slide, please. And then along with that, it's also important for you to download the Zoom application. You can use the web application, but it's limited in its features. So it's important that you download it for your operating system. And to do so, you can go to zoom.us. There should be a download link for you to, and it'll automatically detect your operating system and download for you. Or you may need to go through your respective application stores, depending on your region. So once you download it and you open it, you'll see a sign in button. Please always make sure that you're using the button that says sign in with SSO. This will make sure that you're using your Ryerson profile. So it's very important, again, for when you're participating in your classes. When you click sign in with SSO, it'll ask you for a domain name, which is Ryerson. And then once you click continue, it'll pop up. A pop-up will show up. It'll ask you to open the Zoom meetings, and that will show your Zoom homepage, which will be on the next slide. So if, Lynn, can you advance for me, please? And this is what you'll see. This is your Zoom homepage. In the application, you'll see upcoming meetings. You'll be able to create new meetings and join meetings as well. And you can also view your meeting ID in case you're hosting anything with your peers or anything like that. You can click that, the meetings tab, and view it from there. And you can also join your classes by clicking on the link provided by your instructor or session host. And next slide, please. So yeah, we're here to support you, as we mentioned, and as Jason talked about, we're here to make you as comfortable as possible, especially with the technology and all the platforms that we're using. So, you know, whenever you have technical issues, please make sure to email your instructor. Please inform them that of these issues that you're having, and you can email me with as much detail as possible. Please try and provide screenshots wherever possible. And I can help you out with resolving these issues. If you have any technical questions, I can help you out with those as well. And you can see my email address is saad.iqbal@ryerson.ca. Next slide, please. And yeah, stick around after this presentation if you'd like any assistance, immediate assistance with any of the platforms, activating your online identity. I'll be here, so feel free to ask any questions. I'll also be hosting drop-in sessions. First one will be on Monday, July 5th, and then Friday, July 9th, between 2 and 3 p.m. And then Monday, July 5th, and Wednesday, July 7th, between 9:30 and 10:30 a.m. My Zoom meeting ID is shown. And these are not required for you to drop by, but please, if you have any questions, feel free to drop by and I can help you there. And that's it for me, and best of luck.
Thank you, Saad. So that summarizes lots of important information for you. As we mentioned before, we're going to send this recording to you and the slides to you so you have them to look through. Everything you'll need is in People Grove in terms of policies and some of that important information about attendance and those academic requirements. But please just look through everything that's shared with you because there's lots of info here. You're in a really short program. As Sally mentioned, it's just crucial for you to really be aware of what's required of you and how you can maximize your time. So that being said, we have a to-do list for you as we wrap up this session. First of all, if you haven't done so yet, please activate your online identity. And this will basically generate a Ryerson Matrix ID for you. As Saad mentioned, we're going to share a video, link to a video after this session with you all who haven't activated your online identity yet, and that can walk you through the steps. Please download Zoom. So I'll give you lots of important information there about SSO, and that will be important when you're joining classes so your instructors can match you up with your attendance. They might do roll call, but they might just use your Zoom. So make sure that you have all your info updated in there. If you haven't yet, log into RAMS and check your schedule. So you've all been already included into your courses. If you have not been loaded into your courses yet, for some reason you're not seeing anything when you log into RAMS, please email us, eboost@ryerson.ca, and we'll get you in there as soon as possible. And then, as I mentioned before, sign up for People Grove. It's where you're going to find all the program policies. You'll be able to chat with your peers. Pedram and Jason will be on there too, kind of starting conversations so you guys can get to know each other. Make sure you're checking your Ryerson email. Today, you'll receive what I just mentioned, which are the documents from today and some helpful videos. You'll also receive an email on Friday, which will give you your Zoom ID for your Monday classes. So that will be important. And finally, check D2L to see about your courses. These might not be active for you until Monday when your instructor finalizes the content of your course shell. But this is where you're going to want to log in all the time to see your course outline, like what assignments you have, how much each of them are worth, when they're due, and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you're logging into D2L too. Next slide, please. So that is it for us today in terms of information that we wanted to share with you. As I mentioned before, our email is eboost@ryerson.ca. You can reach any of us, Jason, myself, Mia. We can forward emails to Pedram from there. It's kind of our central email for all of you in the program. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If there's any questions, we'd love for you to stick around. We'd love for you to stick around to get to know you and also to help you with any questions you might have about any of the content we covered today or things we didn't cover today. So thank you so much for joining us. We're really, really thrilled that you've chosen Ryerson and the Real Institute for your academics. And we look forward to getting to know you more.